Hello everyone, you're joining me, Michael Teoh, in another session of knowledge sharing. Today we're going to talk about psychology. We're going to talk about the three things that usually young people fear and how you can use these three things to actually get them to appreciate the good efforts that you're doing, to attend the programs that you're organizing, or to be part of your volunteer in your exciting ventures. Now that would be very interesting. Now all these three psychological traits are personal recollection of my experience working with young people throughout the years. So let's start with the three psychological traits that young people fear that you as a leader, as an event organizer, could actually use to create benefits for them. So really you're doing them a favor. You are eliminating three of their concerns, which I've identified, and pretty much giving them benefits at the same time. Number one, young people are mostly worried about their futures. They do not like being put in a dangerous position. But sometimes, because most of the Generation Ys, or the millennials of our time, are usually quite pampered. We did not grow up in an age where there were 2 world wars. We didn't grow up in an age where there was the Iron Curtain. We didn't grow up in regimes per se. So what happened really is we are enjoying the fruits, the abundance of prosperity that our forefathers have fought for throughout the years in the past. So that leaves us more comfortable. But sometimes we need to be reminded of how we should be grateful of our lives and how we should actually be thinking about our future. Too oftentimes, young people these days are very hooked on Gangnam Style, K-pop. I personally love them as well. But what's more important right now is to remind them, to bring them back to reality, that there's something more to life than entertainment. So number one is to remind them about the danger. Talk to them about the reality that has set in our country, in our society. How is the unemployment rate? Are young people getting higher pay these days? Are they actually getting a fair compensation for their talents? Are they actually being in demand by employers when they have graduated just with a certificate or with a degree? Is that enough? If they lack the communication skills, if they lack the networks, if they do not know anybody, would they be able to go far in our highly competitive and throat-cutting market today? I'm sorry, I'm giving you the reality right here. You have to remind them. You have to remind them the dangerous spots. But I don't want you to frighten them. What I want you to do is that number one, you provide them with a dangerous spot. Now number two, we're going for tip number 2 now. What concerns young people is you have actually provided them with a dangerous spot. They actually now know that in our markets, in our world today, life is not as rosy. So this is when you hit them with tip number 2. That is, you tell them the benefits that you can provide as an event organizer, as a leader, as a service and product provider. This is when you talk to them saying that if you join my project, if you get involved with this group effort, you can actually benefit. You build your skills, you build your networks, you build your reputation, you get more knowledge out of your participation. You need to tell this to them. You cannot assume that they would know that. Out of 100% of the population, maybe only 10% would be enlightened enough to see that vision. When they get involved into something, they know what they want to get out of it. But for the 90%, you need to tell them, and you are doing them a favor. Because once humans are alert, once we are aware of how we can make the best of a situation or an opportunity, it is more likely that we will anyways. So do them a favor. Now the third tip that I would share on how to engage the psychology of youths. Do you notice something? YouTube right now, they're airing ads. The one that really boggles my mind is Gillette, all right, no offense. You see TV, telcos, telecommunication companies, they're selling the iPhone 5, they're selling you their packages, they're putting up billboards everywhere. Why? They're appealing to all the generations, but particularly Generation Y. We need reputation. We need people to constantly remind us what is important for us, what people feel or what we think is right. We need reputation. So that means basically when you have a cause to promote, when you have an event, when you want people to join, you need to always constantly talk about it. You need to always constantly promote it. You need to always constantly post it up on your Facebook, on your social media platform. You need to just explore more ways on how you could reach out to more people and to remind them of your program. You need to do that. Because in today's age, when even a smartphone can be used as an advertisement channel, where everywhere we go, we are bombarded with billboards, we are bombarded with the latest offers, your message gets drowned, right? So always remember that reputation is key. Okay, so I've shared with you 3 tips right here on how to engage young people, in my personal view, psychologically, to get them to support your cause. Number 1, they need to realize, what does your cause actually do? Why is it even important? What danger spot does it answer? It's number 1. Number 2, they want to know, I know now, I have a weakness, I know now, I need to do something. What can you do for me? You need to tell them that. You need to tell them what benefits you could give. What is that golden pot of wisdom that they will get after they have participated or supported your event. And third, it's about reputation. You need to constantly communicate with people about basically asking them to join your program and telling them why they should. Should you tackle these 3 main principles of the youth psyche? Don't worry, you get all the volunteers you need. Michael Teoh here, signing off.